All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the beginning of the new NFL season today. I haven't made a video like this in a minute, but I'm going to be probably making videos in this fashion for the next couple of weeks or so, just to keep in contact with you or whatever. But I will start making my live shows again on the week of the Combine. I think it's February 24th. The week of the Combine, because once the Combine starts, and then right after the Combine is free agency, and then right after free agency is the draft, and then right after the draft we get another break, and then we get mini camp, and then right after mini camp we get another camp, and then we get another camp, and then we get training camp. So I'm just giving myself a little break because we get this break, and then we get another little break after the draft, and then the season starts basically. So okay, first of all, I have to talk about that game yesterday. It was easily the biggest game of my life. Easily the biggest game of my life. It's literally one of the major highlights that I've had in my life up to this point. And I was like, when I got up, I was so nervous yesterday. It was ridiculous. And during the game, absolutely everything came together. It was beautiful. I really can't believe it. Obviously, I'm not talking about the Super Bowl here. I'm talking about my college football team or my Oregon Ducks. I went to the playoffs yesterday, and I won. And now I'm in the semifinals, and I've never been this far before in my life. And I'm on such a high from winning those games. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So that was my highlight yesterday. And if you want to get in right now, this is the end of the season. Toward the end of the season, beginning of the next season, we can always take on new people. So if you want in and experience this stuff like I experienced, the winning, come on in. And I always say this is the best time because if you're learning how to play the game, learning how to recruit and all that kind of stuff, this is the best time to come in, take your L's or whatever, but you're learning. But by the time College Football 26 comes out, you'll be in the same place that I am. You'll know how to recruit and how to get your players and all that kind of stuff. So this is a great time to come in. You still have a lot of the top players in the league are still completely dedicated because we're not going anywhere, because if you see my roster, I'm not giving that roster up from nobody. But the thing is, some guys have life takes over and they have to leave their roster. So there are some real good rosters available in the league. Okay, there's that. All right, my number one, that's my number two priority right now is College Football 25. It's great. My number one priority right now was my wife. She just was nominated for the Critics' Choice Awards. It was last weekend. And then on the 22nd, we're going to have the NAAC Image Award. So I'm getting all ready for that. I cannot wait for that at all. Number 437 in my list of priorities are the Dallas Cowboys, and right below them is interest in this year's Super Bowl. So I was really hoping, I was in a place where I had to either deal with the Eagles winning a Super Bowl or deal with the Chiefs winning another Super Bowl. So I really had nowhere to go yesterday. So I was just watching it with a blank face. Congratulations, Philly, I guess, But the best part by far was the halftime performance. If you hated it or you didn't understand it, I'm sorry. I don't know. Where it was, let me just let you know. Where it was supposed to hit, it hit. It hit. It hit some places where they didn't even think it was going to hit. It hit with them too. So the messaging that is in that halftime show, it reached the people that it needed to reach. And it was absolutely, to me, my personal great to this point was Prince's, because I was a big Prince fan or whatever, and it was raining during. So that's performance-wise, that's still probably the best performance. And then Bruno Mars was good too, as far as performance-wise. He was real good. But as far as the show and the message and the whole thing that I'm still trying to decode everything that was out there on that stage or whatnot, this year was the best. But I'm a Kendrick fan. All right. Now, as for Philadelphia, I have no hate for Philadelphia because I don't even see them as like a rival at this point. We're so far below them. It's ridiculous. As an organization, I mean, that defensive performance they did last night was only clouded by some like stupid passes by one of the best quarterbacks of all time. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't make those great plays, it would have been even worse. So I feel like we have to mentally project ourselves as the third best team in our division for a minute until further notice. I just texted my friend group. And I told them, I said, all right, the Cowboys can make a big difference this offseason if they make all the right moves. The problem is I have zero confidence in them making the right moves. Zero. None. Nada. So with all that being said, I actually am happier at the place we're at right now than if we had kept McCarthy. I had no problem with McCarthy going. I had problem with the timing of McCarthy's firing because of the potentials. We could have done this and we could have done that, or we could have done this, or could have reset. There's so many things we could have done if we had let McCarthy go after that Green Bay game. But when I got past all of that and deal with actually reality that's in front of my face, the addition of Schottenheimer as the head coach kind of stabilizes us on offense, doing pretty much the same things, but with a heavy run influence right now. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know if you guys remember, but I said it on my live shows or whatever. I was always a big fan of Marty Ball, and if you don't know what Marty Ball is, picture a sledgehammer just going against the defensive line all game until it just gives up. And that was Marty Ball. That's why I like Bill Parcells, because Bill Parcells played that similar type of football. But they would just it was physics involved. You know what I'm saying? And they would just beat you until you physically couldn't handle it or you just gave up or whatnot. And it was very successful. I mean, he never made it to the Super Bowl or whatever, but he had some very successful teams and very successful running backs. Listen to this list. Ernest Biner, if you remember him, oh my goodness. Kevin Mack, Ernest Biner and Kevin Mack at Cleveland had a fullback running back combo. Both of them had over 1,000 yards. You got, when he went to Kansas City, you got Christian Okoye, nicknamed the Nigerian Nightmare. He just got a big old dude from Nigeria and started beating teams up with him. And he was never alone. He also had Barry M.F.ing Word with them. And those two, Christian Okoye and Barry Word, were a nasty combination for Kansas City and beating teams up over there. When he got Marcus Allen late in his career, he got a lot out of Marcus Allen. He got something out of Stephen Davis, who was an enemy of ours because he went to the rival high school of my high school, and we tore him up, but that's another story. But he got something out of Stephen Davis in Washington. And last but not least, LaDainian Tomlinson. What was done in his last stop? What Tomlinson got over 1 year, he got over 1,800 yards and 28 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So there is going to be a huge emphasis on running the football. Huge. So can't wait for that to happen. So that's what's going on in my life. Again, I'll be making videos like this. It took me a while to set all this stuff back up, but I'm going to make videos like this for a minute until I get my stuff over there going again. And then we'll be back doing morning shows until the end of the draft, I guess. Until the end of the draft. All right, guys. Holla at you. See you later. Peace out.